Hey everybody, welcome back to Old Pete Gaming. I'm your host, Old Pete. Now let's get back into the long dark. So we had some excitement at the end of our last episode. Faced off with a couple of wolves outside this basement here. Failed to hit one with a pistol shot, and now we're going to play What Can We Drop? My favorite game in this game. It's sort of like a mini game. What do I need to drop to be able to run? Sticks are always kind of a low-hanging fruit. So that might actually come in handy. Alright, what are these looking like? We could stay here for 25 hours and read that book and drop it. I'm not planning on reading any of these, by the way. That's not going to be another one of those episodes. It is impressive how many books we still have, though. I will say that. Alright, I'll drop one. It's going to be... Let's try this real fast. We need to warm up anyway. Let's try reducing some weight here. I don't want to go too late or risk getting caught in another blizzard. That has sort of been a theme this playthrough, hasn't it? And then drink some water just to give us a little more margin for error, and we should be good to run for a while now. All right, well, let's see if those friendly wolves are still about here. Very dark. If I can find the... There we go. I'm going to go out crouched so that hopefully they don't immediately feel anger towards me. Just want to kind of skirt around here. I'm hoping they kind of ran off that way when I shot at them. Yeah, you know, when I was editing the last video, I figured that maybe I just hadn't taken as good a shot as I thought, but I really think that I was lined up pretty good for that shot. I was very surprised that it didn't register a hit on him. It might just be a case of my low pistol skill in, because I think we're still at level 2 probably. There he is. So we're going to try and avoid him seeing us. He's going right over where we need to be, though, isn't he? Alright, so fortunately we're still warm, so we can kind of just take our time here. I don't think he'll wander over this way. I think he'll eventually turn around, kind of head back the way he came. And in the meantime, we'll try and get in position to take advantage of that when he does. There's this sort of path over on the flank here. Oh man, there's coal. Coal that I could pick up. I just got not weighed down anymore. You guys know what I'm thinking. I know you do. Can I still run if I pick it up? Oh, I can't know unless I... Oh, I can. Okay. So I guess we lost enough weight. We did throw down an extra sleeping bag that we were hauling around. That's like a whole kilogram in and of itself, I think. Maybe more. I don't actually remember. Let's see. That doesn't tell me. We'll check that out later. I am curious how much weight we cut there. It's basically the equivalent of dropping 10 pieces of cloth, which is what it will break down to if you harvest it. Alright, we should be good now. He's turned the other way. We're just gonna... more coal? Is that really more coal? It is, but I won't pick this one up. I think that would weigh us down too much. Let's give the spawn box a chance to recharge. If you do that with sticks and coal, you make your life in the game a lot easier, honestly, because you'll just have a much easier time getting firewood without even the necessity of a hatchet or a hacksaw. Which is great. It's nice to be able to have wood and not have to wear down your tools, save yourself some visits to the Timberwolf zones. Can I get down here? I think I can. Yeah, this is perfect. And we should be able even to stand up here. I don't want to be on the slope too long. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good now. I think we're past the immediate danger. Get back to Lovely coastal highway. I am not saying that ironically. Coastal highway actually is probably the loveliest zone in terms of nice weather and lots of game to hunt. Yeah, so we're going to hopefully get back to where we can craft some arrows and really start hunting here. I mean, we did hunt a barrel ray with a pistol, which is, yeah, that's its own special form of hunting in this game, I think. But it is nicer to be able to use an implement that's made for the task, right? The pistol shot takes an awfully long time to bleed out. I'm going to be passing up some meds here, but, you know, we're carrying so much. I think we're alright for now. We will definitely find many more rose hips, and we have a ton of mushrooms on us as it is. So I think we'll be alright without picking any more of those up. Yeah, I'm going to pass these. Even though they're lovely, lovely red, ripe rose hips in the middle of this Arctic hellscape that we find ourselves in. Yeah, it looks like it's going to start blizzarding on us, so I'm glad we were able to at least get out of that zone. You know, really, it's not even that cold for what the weather seems to be doing. So I'm not even going to try and tuck in here. You know, I don't really care if it blizzards here because we can just follow this road back to the Quonset. And that's exactly where we want to be anyway, so that's perfect, you know. And if we stay this temperature, we won't even be cold by the time we get back there, I think. Yeah, maybe we'll be a little cold. It would also be an advantage to have it blizzard right now, honestly, because that should despawn the wolves and allow me to get to the Quonset without having to navigate the several wolves that have chosen to make that area their home. Speak of the devil. Alright, well, we're definitely going to be cold. Glad we can run. We might tire ourselves out and be unable to run at some point. The one thing I don't love about this is it is going to take a bit of a toll on my clothing. But I think we have quite a few sewing kits already. And we're going to a place that has plenty of excess cloth to harvest and all the little houses that are around the Quonset. So it's actually a great place to repair our gear anyway. So I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, we'll probably take less damage than we would have trying to get in there and tangling with a wolf. So our clothing will be in better shape for it, I think. We will definitely get cold before we get there now, though. It's negative 33 degrees. And that's Celsius, so that's even colder. No, I'm being a dumb American there. It would be colder if it was Fahrenheit. I do wish you could use the imperial measurements for some things and not others. You know, it's if you don't grow up using a certain temperature gauge, that temperature, it's sort of hard to, it doesn't mean anything to you, you know? It would be nice if you could set the temperature separate of all the other measurements. Just my 2 cents. Yeah, so we're definitely not deviating from the road here because this is what's going to keep us from getting lost in this blizzard. So just stick to the straight and narrow here. Run until we can't run any longer. You can see how much our health has started to tick down from the cold. It's we were hungry for the entire last episode. Well, no, because I ate those rabbit pieces. But basically, from the getting into that through the cave, through the mine, we were pretty much hungry, and it did nothing. And now we've been cold for like 1 minute, and
I'm not gonna be able to carry this load
we're
for
down
much
by like
longer.
5%. Stay inside when it's bad weather, kids. That's the lesson here. Don't do like me, wandering around in blizzards. And we're now too tired to run. This is a little unfortunate, but that's alright. The nice thing is that we have an excellent activity to occupy our time for a bit here while the blizzard's going. And that's crafting some arrow shafts. And if we make a fire, which we'll probably want to anyway for water purposes, if nothing else, then we should be able to use the light of that fire to actually do some crafting work on arrows as well. I'm a big fan of being efficient with my time in this game. It pays dividends. You know, multitask while your meat's cooking. You know, craft some meds or do some arrows, clean your gun, fix your tools, fix your clothes, do something, you know. You don't want to just sit there and pass time if you can help it. Alright, well, no wolves to worry about on our little stroll into the Quonset here. Our health's not too bad. Very, very nice. Let's get inside here. I'm going through the wall apparently. Quite dark, but I can navigate. Not sure how much folks can see at home. I know the YouTube isn't too friendly to darker conditions in this game, so apologies for that if it's doing that to you. Alright, we'll take an hour. We'll craft 6 arrows, which unfortunately seems to be all the saplings I have. So I'm wondering if I left saplings somewhere that I'm not remembering now. Oh, I don't have enough feathers? Let's see, did I leave stuff here? I think I did. This is usually where I would leave stuff. Before we leave this zone, it might be actually worthwhile to try and do some fishing and get some lamp oil, because we are very low at this point. Oh, we had an arrowhead. Alright. So there's some more feathers. That's good. We'll keep going and just get as many. This will be too dark to do 2, I think. Yeah, too dark to do 1. Alright. So, what do we have for firewood? We have our coal. 3 pieces of coal and a stick. Let's see if there's any crates we can break down. There are. Excellent. We can do that without light, just using our hands. I'll take a drink first, though. Now, we wouldn't be able to do this right now with the hatchet because it requires light to break down with tool. But if we use our hands, it'll take more time. It takes twice the time. But we won't wear down our tool, and we can do it in the dark, which is super nice. So let's see if we can find the other crate. There we go. Same deal. And so now we have enough that we can easily make a fire to cook some water.
This gear's starting to slow me down.
And also to allow us to do some arrow crafting. You know, that said, it is getting quite late, so we should probably not stay up too long.
Come on.
This should work at this point. It's very rare for it to fail when it's going this much. Alright. Lovely. Let's throw some of that reclaimed wood on it. Yeah, we probably won't want to do much more than that. And I won't bother dropping it yet. Alright, so let's get our water cooking. Almost went straight to the arrowheads. Water. And And we'll just do the maximum amount. That will take an hour to melt and an hour to boil, so that's 2 hours. And so we will want to remember that when we come over here to do our arrows. If we can find the workbench. Too dark to find the workbench, but not too dark to craft arrows. So this will be a little over that, but the water should still be fine.
We could just lay down.
Alright,
Have
so
a
we got
little
2
sleep.
arrows there. Excellent. Hour and a half. We'll add a little bit more. I don't mind having some extra
Starting to
water
weigh me
on
down.
hand, that's for sure. Yeah, we were already heavy and weighed down, so now we're just carrying a ton of water around. I'm gonna throw some of it in here just for the sake of not moving so slow. And then see if I can find my way back to the workbench in the dark.
Hypothermia wouldn't kill me.
Uh-huh. Oh yes, we should probably let you drink water, huh? Alright. And 2 more. And we'll want to make these our last 2 for the night, because we need to get some rest. Lovely. I could cook more, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to drop this. Save a little wood for later in case we get some delicious animal meat to cook. Oh, and I will grab these before I forget, because I will forget. That is a thing. Should break that down for tinder. Alright, then we need to figure out what we're eating tonight. So let's pull that up. Oh, why don't we eat like
This
2/3
bag
of
is getting
this?
too heavy to carry.
Just because its condition's very low. Alternatively, I could eat like these guys. Yeah, you know, they're way less efficient on weight, so I guess I will. I'll eat those in a cattail. That's what I'll do. That should give us exactly what we need to get through 10 hours of sleep. We should need exactly 750 for 10 hours. And that was, I believe, exactly 750. Yeah, we're down to 740, so we'll be 10 calories hungry when we wake up. Alright, we'll sleep. This next day is going to be a little weird. Just because it's going to be a very short day. We don't have a ton of time left in the day here. But we did get all our condition back, which is nice. Alright, let's finish making all the arrows that we can. Looks like I can only make 1 more because of a feather shortage. Which I did not expect that to be the...
All this gear is slowing me down.
I'm going to swap these out because I've used him some already. And what was the condition on this guy? 63. The one I have is 79. That's better. Alright. We're going to put some arrows away. Don't plan on carrying these around with us. Where are you? There we are. I would like more arrows than we currently have, but I don't need that many. I usually go with around 6 total. Oh yeah, let's drop you. Drop you. And we'll drop... This doesn't need to cure or anything, but I just want to drop it for weight's sake. And we'll go to this guy and we'll stick all these extra mushrooms in here. 27 mushrooms, wow. Hey, we have another full processed rose hip amount there. Alright. carrying a lot of antibiotics. 2 per dose, so that's 9. Alright, so I have 11, and that's exactly what I want to carry on me, because that gives me 1 chance to cure food poisoning and 10 doses that you need to cure intestinal parasites. Put those down. Ooh, these are actually not good to have in there, but they'll be good for a while. And we'll put down some of the extra clothes, the extra heavy socks. Anything else? Yeah, we'll put you down. Alright. That's all pretty good. What's our weight now? Wow, we're doing pretty good. We're only a little under 6 kilograms overweight. That's not too bad. Carrying some charcoal I could drop. Oh, I don't need all these flares. Honestly, I don't usually carry flares. Mainly, I think because once I have a pistol, I never really think to even use it. I'll carry one. And yeah, we'll just kind of use this as a storage area for excess gear. And these transfer all. Oh yeah, let's put some pistol rounds down. Oh my gosh, so many pistol rounds. Here we'll do 24. That leaves us with 22 here and 58 in this guy. Wow. And I'm even gonna put these down. Don't have a rifle yet, so there's not a ton of sense in carrying all those around. I'm gonna need some cloth at some point. What's my clothing situation like here? Oof, yeah. That might be a smart move, actually. Let's go out here carefully. Try and fix up our clothes a little. Any wildlife? Not hearing anything. It's all very quiet. Alright, quiet's good. If something did aggro on me here, it would be pretty easy to get into a shelter before things got too dicey for me. So I'm not too worried about crouching the whole way. Alright, let's put a bunch of these down. Never use your knife. It takes quite a bit of condition off, and it only saves you like 5 minutes, which I mean in game is in the game and in real life 5 minutes is virtually nothing, you know. Man, the blizzards have just been out of control this round. That's too bad. I was hoping to do a little hunting, but we're not going to be doing it if it's doing that outside. Alright, now before it gets too dark, I do want to get out of here. If you're in a dark room, this is a good way to navigate sometimes, is to do it backwards by the light sources that you can see. It's much easier than trying to go headfirst into a very dark environment, in my opinion. The things you get stuck on this game is a little piece of metal sticking out of the ground. You can't possibly step over that. It's impossible. Technology just doesn't exist, I'm afraid. Alright. Let's see. Repair. I'm doing this in the truck until I get too cold to do it. Just because it's the little tiny bit I can do to try and ward off cabin fever risk. because with all the blizzards we've been having,
Can't
that
feel
actually
my
is gonna
hands.
become a concern here. So that fixed that. And we have some really nice pieces of clothing, guys. I mean, those gloves are nothing to sneeze at. This cow's really nice. The wool toque, obviously, is a fantastic piece of gear. Combat boots, yeah, you know. I don't see us getting anything a whole lot better anytime soon, just based on how things have been going in the loot tables. So I am actually going to repair these. I try to keep... we're in the dark now. All right. Well, let's go real fast. Because it's too early for us to sleep. We'll just wake up and it'll be dark again. And that doesn't make any sense. So let's get these guys out. And we will... Oh, didn't mean to do that. We will work on crafting... Oh, wow. I suppose at one point my current lantern had a lot more fuel in it, and that's why I left these guys there. Oh, it's because it's in such bad condition. Alright, you know what, we're going to harvest this thing. We can do that in the dark, so that's perfect. That'll give us enough fuel to fill up our current nicer lantern. I'll just go and drop this one again. I generally speaking don't like to harvest lanterns, unless I have to. Just because I feel like there's a chance in an animal attack my lantern could break, and I know there's like dozens of lanterns in the game. The other element of it is I kind of look at it as like a trophy, right? You collect the lanterns, and at the end you have all these lanterns. So we're just going to craft everything that we can craft here. Just to get us tired enough to sleep a full night. Wow. Drink before we do that one. Alright. Do you first. And we'll go to sleep when the moon's roughly halfway in the sky here. So we're not going to craft all these, but we'll get some done. Yeah, I'll do a few more. And this should be just about perfect. Oh, look how full that lantern is, guys. Don't you just feel rich right now? I know I do. 7. Perfect. And then put the rest in here. And I'm going to throw that scrap metal in there. And back on the shelf with you, you know. Cleanliness is next to godliness. And then let's figure out what we're going to eat. The MREs and the Zap energy bars are sort of my like favorite food to carry around, just because they are very efficient in terms of the calories to weight ratio. It's 0.10 for 500 calories, whereas with this granola bar, it's only 300 calories to 0.10. The nuts and stuff, it's 250. So I always try to eat the stuff that gives you less per unit of weight first. These are all 300, so we'll eat this guy. The other factor that you have to weigh in, though, is the condition, right? Like, these are 88%. They are sardines, so I'm still going to prioritize eating them first, because they make me nervous, guys. They make me nervous. So we don't need a full night's sleep. We need probably like 6 hours. 6 hours. That puts us at, say, maybe 450. Actually, you know what? We can get exactly what we need. 450. Hey, you know, my back of the envelope calculation was dead on there, guys. I'm I'm taking a little pride in myself here. All right, so we need 600 or 450, 250. That would make 5. No, that would make 4. So that and well, maybe that's enough. Maybe we don't need the full amount. Our health isn't bad. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. So we'll eat this guy because he's the least efficient in terms of weight. Cattails are also fairly inefficient in terms of weight. So I do like to munch on those as I go a little bit. But the math... that'll work. We'll do that. That'll work. I don't mind being a little bit hungry when I wake up. Well, you can see how much we've been able to stretch out our food supply, though. All right, so we're going to sleep the full amount, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this off here. We won't get 9 hours, by the way. We'll get like 6.5. And then in the next one, I think we'll try and go see if there's any... Well, first thing we'll do is we'll get past the blizzard, but after that we'll see if there's any good hunting prospects. Maybe even do a little bit of fishing, although I feel less need to do it now that I found all that lantern fuel.
I think my stomach is eating itself.
Don't interrupt. Or we might even just head for a new zone, because we have looted most of this out. And so it might be worthwhile to call it on Coastal Highway and head to a new place. I'm still debating whether to make a mad dash for Timberwolf Mountain and just gear up to the max before we head to the new zone, or, you know, alternatively, we just head out to the new zone and take our chances. I think we're kid enough that we could probably do it. Let me know what you think in the comments, what we should do, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. This has been Old Pete Gaming, and I'll see you next time.